You need 7 days a week.
Last week, it just seems like the U.S. it's bad.
it's quite bad.
Yeah.
You tell the Canadians came out pumped for that game. Goaltender Merritt Gosselin played outstanding, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
And of course the Canadians scoring an early goal. The U.S. just never seemed to get it together.
Yeah, that opening game really told their fortune. But hockey still goes on after the U.S. lost, and right now, who is the odds-on favorite? Still USSR.
You have to go with the Russians until they're out of it. They have to be the favorites. They clinched the berth in the medal round today by defeating, who did they defeat today? West Germany, 6-1.
6-1. The Germans lost.
It's a good West German team too, and that loss just about puts West Germany out of contention for a medal.
Yeah, Sweden and West Germany are vying for that second spot in the medal round, and Sweden still has to play Russia, but they decided if it was a tie, it would be decided on goal difference, and Sweden has an overwhelming advantage, plus 28 to West Germany's plus 5. So it looks like it's going to be Sweden, Russia, Canada, and Czechoslovakia.
Both those teams clinched today, Canada and Czechoslovakia, so
I think Finland still might have a chance.
no, Finland's out of it now, I'm positive. Both teams are 4-0, and Finland is only 2-0-1, I believe now. Or no, they're 2-1-1.
Finns, yeah, they lost to the Czechs. All right.
They are out of it, and you have to be rooting for Canada now. Our neighbors to the north there.
I would go for Canada.
Who do they play? They're playing Czechoslovakia in their final game, and winner of that game, it's going to be a good one. Well, hopefully ABC is going to get some coverage in that game.
Yeah, I think they're down on hockey now after the U.S. slipped up. But I hope they continue to give it the coverage it deserves, because it's still going to be some good games there. It was interesting how Canada prepared for the games compared to the U.S. I mean, the U.S., they ran up an impressive record in their preparation. They won 39, 18, and 8. And Canada only won 2 out of their last 19 games going to the Olympics. But
and that was also in the midst of changing their roster every other day, adding players, dropping players, a lot of instability in the Canadian camp, it looked like. Whereas U.S. went with the same set of players since August, really.
And they played a lot of their games in right here in the United States before friendly crowds. And they played in Lake Placid. They played that Russian team up there, and I think they were trying to revive that 1980 spirit. And the Canadians, what's that?
Although they did go to Canada, to Finland to play a series there, but
that was the only time really I think they went over. Canada played West Germany after West Germany was supposed to play the U.S., but Canadians didn't compile as good a record in practicing for the Olympics, but I think they might have got more out of it.
But the Olympic Committee must have saw something good there in the Canadians. They had them seated 4th overall, I believe, in the entire field of 12 teams.
They knew something we didn't.
A lot of people have been pointing fingers at Lou Vero in particular, saying, "Oh, his coaching wasn't it."
He didn't motivate the players. What do you think about Vero?
I don't buy that at all. I believe Herb Brooks and his boys lucked out big time in 1980.
And a serious statement.
Yeah, well, you got to look at it. This U.S. team had a lot more talent, but so did everybody else. The Russians are. From the beginning, the Russians were incredible. I was watching ABC, and Ken Dryden was saying after the Russians had won their 3rd game, I believe scored 9-1 or something like that, and saying, "Oh, the Russians have some tough games coming up, and I think you'll see the real Russian team start to emerge."
I hate to see that real Russian team. They fired one game 66 shots on goal.
Yeah, they're doing that quite regularly.
They won 5-1, but it was a good goaltending job by Italy, I'd say.
What do what do you make of those rumors of Tretiak coming to the Montreal Canadiens, maybe?
That's been going on for the last few years, and I think there's a good chance of it.
The Canadiens officially offered Tretiak a contract, and the Russian Hockey Federation said he's free to sign it if he wants.
And it depends what Konstantin Chernenko thinks.
Or what the KGB thinks about holding his family or something.
I'd like to see it. He's played in North America before, and they love him at the Forum.
And if he does end up with the Canadiens, you have to look at them as
they've been coming on lately.
He'd be a sleeper for the Cup, maybe.
I don't know about that, but I think they could go some places in their division. I say Cup is a long shot.
Okay, I guess you showed me, Chris. You got the other things. How about that impressive 11-0 victory of the Whalers over the Oilers?
Most people couldn't believe that. That was unbelievable.
Especially the Daily News. I was reading their scores in today's paper, and when it came over the wire, they must have just thought it was a mistake, and they had the scores Edmonton 11, Hartford 0, and
Edmonton could not do anything right in that game.
It really shocked me when someone told me that. I didn't believe him. I thought he just pulled my leg.
But Edmonton is without Gretzky and Jerry Curry, but still 11-0 is. Come on. It's hard for it, no less.
Edmonton's lost 5 games in a row without Gretzky and Curry, and
they thought things were going to be all right when the first game Gretzky was out. Hughes scored 5 goals. They beat Calgary up in Edmonton, but they went on this little 5-game East Coast tour and messed up big time.
Whaler fans have got to be happy. They've got to love that.
They love that. I think they broke every team record yesterday. They play the Canadiens Tuesday, so they're 11 points behind and they have 3 games at hand. So the Whalers still have a shot at the playoffs.
On a sour note to the game, though, rookie Sylvain Turgeon was knocked out by an elbow from the Oilers' Kevin McClelland. That resulted in a 5-minute major power play. The Whalers capitalized on it for 4 goals, and that really broke the Oilers' backs.
Definitely. The Whalers had a good power play early on in the year, and it slipped up, but it might be coming around again. But the Oilers are known, speaking of those chippy plays, they're known for some of that.
Witness last year's finals against the Islanders, Mark Messier in particular taking runs at the Islanders' Swedish players.
Yeah, and I don't think there's too many tears around the league for the Oilers getting beat. I don't think they're that much of a popular team.
They're pretty much looked upon as like a brash and arrogant team.
Yeah, people like to beat them.
The Islanders claimed last year that they show no respect towards anyone. The Islanders claim that the Rangers respect us, the Bruins respect us, but the Oilers didn't respect anybody.
Well,
bit of Rodney Dangerfield.
They start respecting the Whalers.
So, Nolan Levier, the Boston Bruins forward who was felled by a stroke in October 1982, returned to the Garden.
Yeah, that was nice to see.
This weekend, and he got a long standing O from the crowd, and reports were he was speaking his French fine in the locker room, fooling with his.
For a long time after that.
There was some doubts of whether he was going to make it, but glad to see Norman back.
Yeah, he would have been a great player. Misfortunes hitting the Bruins. McTavish, I think, have manslaughter charges against him now for that car accident.
Deja vu with Jimmy Craig a few years back.
Yeah.
Just about the same circumstances.
It's a shame. Now, on the subject of Boston, they finally traded Peter McNabb after about probably 3 or 4 years of trade rumors. He went to Vancouver last week.
And we talked about that last week.
Did we?
We did.
You're supposed to tell me that before we go on, Greg.
I apologize, Chris. Turn to the Washington Capitals. Right now, they're the best team in the NHL, easily.
They are flying.
They're 10-0-1, I believe you're saying, in their last 11 games.
That is correct.
Pat Regan, interesting story, this Washington Capitals team.
Story.
Called up from the minor leagues a month ago. He's, in 3 weeks, he's won the NHL Player of the Week award twice, and he's had 3 shutouts.
Something usually exclusive property of Gretzky, but Riggins deserved it. He was 0-8-1 after the Caps were 0-8 in their first 8 games. I guess he played the majority of those games.
Then, of course, the Capitals have Al Jensen, who was picked to play in the All-Star game.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Of course, he sat out.
The weightlifting
injury. Yes. Then they have Bob Mason coming over from the U.S. Olympic team after the Olympics. It's gonna be a crowded situation there down in Washington.
Good situation, though.
Yeah, you like to have those kind of problems there.
The Washington Capitals are flying. The Rangers are are playing well. The Islanders are starting to get back into it. They're getting some of their injured players back. And the Flyers, they have a good team. It's going to be interesting, that Patrick Division, the playoffs there. All those teams are really good.
Who are you looking for to take that division? Being hard-nosed Islander fans, who do you see? There's a lot of ifs in there, but who do you see?
It's hard to be objective. Hard to be an objective reporter in a situation like that. But I think the Islanders lose. I think they're going to lose to Washington.
Think so, do you?
If they did lose. But I can't be objective on that.
Okay, Chris.
Too close to the Isles.
What do we got next there on your little sheet there?
How about your sheet? How about trivia? You got some trivia?
We got a trivia question here.
Calls in about 2 minutes, so throw out some trivia.
All you trivia experts out there, Gordy, that means you. What running back holds the record for most rushing yards in his rookie season of professional football?
Okay, so
anybody knows the answer, call in at 783-4183 and take a shot at it.
not that you're going to win anything, but get your name on the air, maybe.
Maybe not.
I don't know. A little interesting note. Injury-plagued teams. The Philadelphia 76ers having a lot of injuries. And Moses Malone was out of lineup and some other guys. And they signed this guy, Bruce Kaczynski, from UConn. He was playing down in the Puerto Rican League. And he signed to a 10-day contract. He played in one game. He started, played 16 minutes and fouled out. And went like 0 for 6.
Didn't they cut Bruce this morning?
Yeah, they did not renew his contract, needless to say.
Sixers, they looked very impressive in beating the Celtics yesterday.
Yeah, the Celtics have been on a roll, but the Sixers came in yesterday, played a good game, and they deserved to win.
That was without Moses Malone also.
Okay, we're going to be back to your calls at 783-4183 after this message.
Some people think arson is a victimless crime, but each year arson kills almost 1,000 people and injures 10,000 others. When an apartment building is burned, people lose their homes and possessions. When a business is torched, people lose jobs. And fighting arson fires costs tax dollars. So if you think it's just the insurance that pays, think again. We all pay for arson. Many experts call it the fastest growing crime in the country. Arson, set by people with a grudge, kids, or firebugs looking for kicks. Some are for profit to get insurance money. Yet whatever the reason, arson is criminal, pure and simple. Join or organize an arson watch in your community. Write your federal and state legislators for stricter anti-arson laws. Report any suspicious activity to local officials. Unless you join the fight against arson, you could be the next victim.
A public service of Liberty Mutual Insurance Company.
Hi there, this is Gary Owens, busy sandpapering my nose here. You know, the other day at the studio, one of the crew was explaining his hobby to me. Only it's a lot more than a hobby. It's a true public service to the nation. He's an amateur radio operator. And now I'm finding that lots of our behind-the-scenes people have their own stations, too. It really sounds exciting. Every day they can talk around the world to other radio hams, people in every possible walk of life, even to a king. But they're always finding new ways to communicate. In fact, broadcasting started with such early amateur experimenters, and today they have their own relay satellites circling the Earth and their own amateur television and teletype. Ham radio networks are full of drama, like iBank nets and storm watches, or helping lonesome overseas servicemen talk home to their stateside families. Anyone, any age, can learn to be an amateur radio operator. For free information, write the American Radio Relay League, Newington, Connecticut, 06111. Thank you.
All right, we're back on Coach's Corner. We have a call, Alex.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Hello? Hello?
Whoa, whoa.
Bit of an echo.
Audio problems.
We're experiencing technical difficulty. Please stand by.
Yeah.
We'll be taking a commercial break now.
Today, your roving reporter takes you to the Wild West Saloon to interview Billy the Kid, bank robber, outlaw, and all-round bad guy. Billy, why are you so mean?
Backache. All that bending over safes, reaching for them heavy gold bars, and twisting around in the saddle to see if the boss is catching up, just tears up your back. and pain makes me irritable.
I see. Perhaps this free booklet from the American Physical Therapy Association can help. It has a whole section on preventing backache.
I can't read.
Just follow the pictures.
Where'd you get this anyway?
It can be yours free if you write to APTA, Box 700, Washington, D.C. 20044.
Free. I'd rather steal it. Stick 'em up.
Information on backache prevention is a steal. For your free booklet, write to APTA, Box 700, Washington, D.C. 20044. That's APTA, Box 700, Washington, D.C. 20044.
On Coach's Corner. What problems are taken care of? We have a caller on the line. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
I'd like to answer your trivia question.
Take a shot at it, Gordy.
Eric Dickerson, I believe.
Wrong. Gordy, remember last week you missed it also, and, well, your streak's still alive, Gordy.
Who is it then?
The answer is Herschel Walker, who beat Dickerson by some 80 yards this year in the USFL.
Sharp question, Greg. Commend you on that.
Thank you, Chris.
Good question there.
Thanks, Gordy.
Oh, for two,
I
Gordy.
also like tell you a little about, I want to know about, what do you think about the Capitals' chances of going all the way?
The Capitals, changing teams maybe, Gordy.
Gordy, are you a Flyers fan?
All right, Chris, let's see we get to Gordy's question. What do we think about the Capitals?
Capitals are a really good team. Rod Langway, we think he's probably maybe the best defenseman in the league. As far as forwards, though,
They're lacking in scoring punch. They have a lot of good forwards, though. No real snipers like the Bossy Middleton class. Maybe Mike Gartner or Dave Christian, Bobby Carpenter, but
Ben Gustafson.
no real snipers, though. Prolific goal scorers.
But the powerful goaltending, Riggins and Jensen, like we were talking about.
Their defense overall, they have a lot of really excellent defensive players.
They do have some playoff experience last year. They played the Islanders, and
also I'd like to see if you could put a little more concentration on other sports besides hockey. It seems like your whole show is based on hockey.
Yeah, well, we like hockey, and if you don't like it, you don't have to listen. But
all right,
that is our forte.
We lost Gordy. We do like hockey, and we try to mix in a few little tidbits of basketball, and let's talk about a little baseball here. You have some things written down there.
Yes, the Yankees lost probably their best pitching prospect, Tim Belcher, to the Oakland A's this week as, what would you call it, compensation from the player pool.
Similar to the Seaver situation with the Mets.
Very similar. Apparently, Tom Underwood was ruled a free agent who deserved compensation if signed.
Okay, excuse me, Greg. We have a call.
Hello? Hello?
You're on the air. Yep, you're on the air.
How you doing?
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I got a little answer to that trivia question. Nobody answered it, right?
Well, we kind of gave the answer already.
What?
Gordy just called and he missed it, so we gave the answer.
Oh,
we have another one for you. You want another trivia question? The answer was Herschel Walker.
I was wrong anyway. I still want to ask a question.
Yeah, sure.
First of all, you guys talk like the Olympic hockey team, like you think they really stunk up the ice or something.
No, not at all.
That's what it sounds like. I think the press has hyped this up so much that, everybody expected them to do another miracle series.
I agree with you.
We couldn't agree more.
Oh, all right. Well, it did sound like you were...
We were trying to get at the
you
reason.
were highly disappointed.
I was very disappointed. I've been following this team since August, and I really thought they had a good shot at winning a medal.
All right. Another thing.
Sure.
You're surprised to hear the Whalers beat the Edmonton Oilers 11-0?
Well, maybe a little, but...
I wasn't surprised.
Come on, you
at
weren't
all.
expecting 11-0, pal.
I wasn't too surprised at all with their young talent they have on that team. They can explode at any time against any team.
Well, this is probably the first time they've done it till date, so it was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, sort of a precedent-setting victory. I mean...
And they're already going after. They already want Silve's head. I mean, that's just to prove his dominance in the NHL right now.
I think we spoke to you last week. You're from Connecticut, aren't you?
Yeah.
But still, I'd like to talk about our number one team, the Boston Bruins. First of all, pronounced Norman Lavelle. pronounce his name right. At least, I mean, you gave him credit and stuff, but I think being a Bruin and having the hemorrhage and stuff, he at least deserves to get his name pronounced right.
We'll go with, we'll stick with Levier, thank you.
Levier, it's not right.
We'll stick with that.
I'm sure you wouldn't appreciate it.
Norman is French. He's not English. It's pronounced Levier.
Norman is French-Canadian, and I suggest you look into your French dictionary.
Was he from Calgary or Edmonton? Maybe it'd be Lavelle.
He's not a Canuck, you know?
He's...
So,
well, you know, you never mispronounce an Islanders, you know, like Butch Gorky. Is that his name? Butch Gorky?
Goring.
Oh, Goring?
Goring.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
all right, we'll write to the Bruins and we'll see about that, okay?
Norman Lavelle.
Okay. Norman Lavelle, so what...
I did it for him. You know, because I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate it.
Okay, thanks for calling.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
All right, we're going to break for station ID right now.
From the campus of Western New England College, this is 97.5 WNEK FM Springfield.
Okay, we're back. Interesting caller. That guy doesn't like us.
Oh, I don't know about that. Didn't you used to live with them or something?
I think I do live with him, but it's besides the point. We're talking about that Belcher thing.
That's what well, I guess we're not talking about it.
Another caller.
Hello?
Hello.
You're on.
Yeah, you seem to have something against the Philadelphia Flyers. I'd like to know what this dispute is all about.
What are you referring to?
I don't like the way you're bad-mouthing them and promoting these lousy New York bums.
Ooh, I think this guy...
Serious talk. Well, the Flyers are...
They're a fine team. They've got a lot of good talent.
You know, Bobby Clark, Sittler, but they haven't impressed me that much this year.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I'd like to ask your opinion on what you think of, 2 weeks I was watching NBC Sports, and they nominated, you know, the Aussies as Athlete of the Year over any...
You're referring to the...
You're referring to Australia, too, winning
too, yes.
America's Cup?
Winning America's
Yes.
Cup.
Athlete of the Year for the whole team.
Well, hey,
That's been done before. I remember the 1980 U.S. Gold medal team.
I was wondering if you agree with that choice, though.
they definitely deserve a lot of consideration for
I'm not a
that.
yachting fan, I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's really a major sport.
You gotta be kidding me.
Are you a yachter yourself?
You're an Aussie.
Yeah, I'm a little bit Aussie, too, you know. I was glad to see him win it. I think they deserved it, go on the longest losing streak in history of sports. You just had to give it to him.
All right.
Well, that's a strong argument made there, and seems NBC seems to agree with you.
I'd like to know what you think about the legendary athlete, the White Pony.
All right, we're not going to take that call.
Let's throw him out, Al.
Let's go to the next caller. You're on. Hello. Okay, if you're cut off, you can call back at 783-4183. A few problems. Okay, we have a caller.
Hello.
Yeah, this is the Zarian, and I was wondering who you think Bobby Knight was going to pick for the Summer Olympic team, for his basketball team.
All right, good question, Greg.
Yeah, there are a lot of good players he has to choose from. Certainly Wayman Tisdale of Oklahoma has got to be taken into consideration.
Definitely.
Go look at Michael Jordan of North Carolina, Keith Lee of Memphis State, perhaps Pat Ewing of Georgetown. A lot of players. It's really going to depend on what players decide to turn pro and be eligible for the NBA draft. That's probably going to determine what players are going to be allowed to play in a team.
Mm-hmm. And Chris, what do you think about this? I know basketball is not your
It's not, you're right.
area, but
You want to talk hockey, maybe?
well, no, I just appreciate any input you could give me.
All right. I really can't give you that much input on it. I refer that question to Greg.
Okay, well,
I'm also looking forward to seeing maybe a Nigerian team with Olajuwon there. What do you think about that?
I think that would be very interesting, and I don't know about politics if he's, you know, allowed to do that, but I think that would be great.
All right.
One more thing, I don't think the guys that mentioned things like the White Pony should be allowed on the air either.
All right, I agree with you.
We don't think so either. That's why we threw them off the air.
That's why we like you, Zarian. Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, we have some more calls. We don't.
You don't, so let's talk.
Okay, let's talk.
Now maybe we get start talking about that Tim Belcher
Get a
deal.
word in edgewise on that Belcher deal before we get some more calls.
As we're saying, Tim Belcher was signed by the Yankees 2 days before Tom Underwood signed with the Baltimore Orioles. Now, Underwood was ruled a Type A free agent, which means that if he was signed by a team, then the Oakland A's, the team that lost him, can choose a player from a pool of talent that from different players that teams submit. And Belcher was he's not protected by the Yankees, and thus eligible for this pool. And the A's picked him, and well, George Steinbrenner, he wasn't too pleased about it, and he's going to challenge that ruling.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, what are the chances of George
I'm just going to say one more thing here. We can't take calls on extension 582. You have to call up 783-4183 to get on the air. But going back to what you're saying, there's nothing really the Yankees could do. They already had their protected list down after they signed Belcher, and that's just one of the pitfalls.
Steinberg's looking at it from we
do have a call. You're on.
Yeah, is this sex phone?
No.
Afraid not.
Typical immature caller.
Sound a bit like Gordy to me.
People had to grow up around here. But they already protected those guys, and there's nothing you can really do about it. As the Mets found out with Seaver and the Yanks found out with Belcher.
And speaking of the Mets, it's good to hear they signed Keith Hernandez and Jesse Orozco to contracts this week.
Definitely. We have another caller.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Gordy. That wasn't me before.
Okay, Gord.
And I have a question for you, Greg.
Okay, Gord.
I want to know, what do you think of Czechoslovakia stealing the gold away from Russia?
Stealing the gold?
Is that a prediction, Gordy?
Yeah, I don't think Canada has it.
You don't? Well, I don't see Canada as maybe taking it instead of Czechoslovakia, Gord.
What?
What makes you think that Czechoslovakia would stand a better chance than Canada, Gordy? Just interested.
It just looked like to me when both teams played the U.S., it looked like to me Czechoslovakia has a much better team.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Personally, I think Czechoslovakia is going to win the silver medal with the Russians winning the gold, and I think you're probably right. If anybody's going to give the Russians a run for the money, it's probably going to be the Czechs.
Also, on the basketball, you have to give some consideration Ed Pickney of Villanova. He played.
That's a hometown.
He played in the Pan Am games in the world, and he played very well. And also Milt Wagner of Louisville.
Milt Wagner.
All right, remember those names. That's our last call for tonight. Thanks, Gordy. Greg, any last comments you want to make?
We didn't mention that North Carolina was defeated for the first time this year by Arkansas. I thought Gordy might want to hear that.
Basketball, especially. That's Gordy's forte.
Hopefully next week we'll get some legitimate callers and
really instead of some of the illegitimate ones that we got tonight. But also I want to mention that Golden Bears are in action tonight. That's men's basketball against Amherst College at Rivers Memorial, and WNEK is going to be carrying that game at 7:30. Don Kennedy and Pete Carrera carrying the action. And also next week we're going to try to have one of the Golden Bears, Kevin McCaskill, on. It's the third week we've been trying to have him.
Oh, Kevin's been ducking this for quite a while, and
we'll get it. We got our man.
It's about time this McCaskill guy shows his face around here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Answers to our callers.
I'm sure Gordy'd like to talk to him too, especially on basketball. That's about it.
So that's it. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
WNEK FM with the music you like and the news and information you need 7 days a week.